How can employees approach their boss with sensitive information?
Here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, how are they going to react? And if they're going to react in a defensive manner, or or they're going to attack you back when you bring up some information, then one thing you can do is actually, when you bring up the issue, start off with saying, listen, I don't know how to talk to you about this because I'm concerned about bringing this up, that you might get defensive. Now, I know what some people might be thinking, but if I say that, it may make them defensive. Well, here's what I found by working with thousands of employees. It's not really the issue that's the problem, it's the way we're talking to each other. So if you're concerned about bringing up an issue with your boss, you need to be thinking, why am I concerned and how can I get that part out of the way? In other words, it's the way that we're talking to each other that's the problem. So it isn't the issue, it's the fact that maybe your boss or somebody is getting defensive, and that's what you want to bring up. And the key thing is to just say that. And if they get defensive, you say, well, this is what I mean. I don't know how to talk to you. You need to help me to be able to figure out how I can bring up this information. So in the future, when I have to say something really difficult, you got to tell me, how can I bring this up without you getting defensive? And if they say, well, it's never a good time, then you want to start to, it's never a good time? How do I deal with that? You know, I had a client of mine who actually was having a problem with someone else, and this other person was getting defensive. And what she did was, when she brought up the issue, she said, listen, part of the problem with me bringing things up is that you get defensive. And what she saw out of doing that was actually it let the person know, who didn't really realize how they were coming across, that what the problem was. And then she was able to get it resolved because they were able to talk about how they talk to each other. And that's one thing you can do that can make a huge difference.